What's up guys, and welcome to another video. I'm here at GreenAqua Hungary, and as Balázs would say, welcome to the beautiful world of aquascaping and Budapest at GreenAqua. I'm here for the 10th anniversary party event kind of, and yeah, I happened to find an empty tank and I couldn't resist, so I went to the backstage of the GreenAqua shop. I created a hardscape and the guys, they have approved it, and so I'm allowed to rebuild it, kind of spontaneously scaping it. And because the guys have too much going on, I'm filming it myself for my own channel, and who knows, maybe one day there will be an update on the GreenAqua channel. So have fun watching it, and I'm gonna see you after the intro. No, not the big tank. The big one is for the Dave Chow workshop, which is going to happen on Saturday. From today's perspective, that's tomorrow. So I'm scaping the small aquarium, and like I said, that's a spontaneous scaping here. And now let's go to the back and check out the hardscape that I have prepared. Come with me. So guys, this is this tank here, and we're gonna have a look on it in a second. But I just want to address you and say this video, this entire step-by-step aquascaping tutorial is gonna be a little bit different. So usually I create the hardscapes inside the dojo, like make a rough kind of creation and rebuild them in the aquarium, or I start just scaping inside the aquarium because I like doing it freestyle. This one, however, is different. Because in this dojo I built the layout like very into very fine details, and I actually like the way it is here, and I'm a little bit afraid of, I don't know, maybe not being able to rebuild it inside the aquarium, but also I just came up with the idea that it is possible to show you another way to do it. Basically, what I have in here, I'm gonna secure with a Superglue and cigarette filter technique. If you haven't seen this video yet, check it out up here. I'm gonna link it for you. There I explain how it works in detail, and because it's open and accessible from the front, from the side, I'm gonna kind of prefix the hardscape in here inside the Hardscape dojo, and then take it apart, but like in some bigger portions, and then I'm gonna rebuild it inside the aquarium and now enjoy the gluing process. So guys, the hardscape has been secured. You can see a different t-shirt. The reason is it's already Sunday. I've been working on this tank during the 10th anniversary event like a little bit every day, and the final result is that I have a big part in here. As you can see, I can move the entire section here. The same thing is on the other side, and that's just the two little trees in the background are kind of independent, and well, the rocks in the background are independent as well. Next step is to put in the substrate additives, everything in the empty 60p in the gallery space, and then kind of dismantle this, which is kind of super easy. I have 2-3 big parts, and then rebuild it, kind of, I don't know, scape to go kind of concept, and super cool. And something I realized while gluing it here, because first I thought, well, I might save some time and be more efficient, and so, I mean, with enough time, it's always possible to rebuild the exactly same thing you've done in the dojo in the actual tank. But gluing this many pieces, I realized it would be probably almost impossible in the aquarium itself. And guys, as you have seen me gluing this hardscape, I've been going with my hands inside from the front, from the back, from the top. I'm going with my head inside. I've been taking the pieces out, adding some cigarette filter from the bottom. That wouldn't have been possible inside a glass aquarium, which is also the reason why the Indonesian guys, they either cut out the front panel of their aquarium and then glue it back in. I guess Sasha Hoyer did the same thing once, but I'm not as good with silicone as those guys, and I don't want to risk the warranty, so I wouldn't recommend this. But another technique is, which the Indonesian guys use, is something like this. I mean, not the metal frame, but they built a wooden box exactly the same size like the aquarium. Basically just the bottom, the back and the side panels open from the top, open from the front, where they create the hardscape. They can lean the hardscape against the side. They glue everything in place. They even put the plants to the hardscape in this kind of dojo type situation, and then they take it one piece and just submerge inside their aquarium, sprinkle some cosmetic sand, et voila, they're finished. Probably not, there is more stuff to do, but however, this is a technique, or if you go for this type of diorama style, such detailed aquarium, you definitely have to do it outside of your aquarium, in the dojo, in a wooden box. If you like the risk and fun, you can try cutting out your front panel of the aquarium, but do it at your own risk. Guys, now let's go over and assemble the whole stuff inside the aquarium. By the way, guys, there is one more thing I forgot to do. As you can see on all of those hardscape pieces, there is a little bit of this secret filter visible, so we have to kind of camouflage it, and for this I'm using soil dust. So you basically take your, I don't know, Tropica plant soil or ADA Amazonia, you crumble it, you make the soil dust, you sprinkle it on top of the visible secret filter, so there's no need to do it from underneath, just on the visible areas, and then you drop some more liquid superglue on top. They're gonna fix the soil in the place, and it will just blend the pieces of hardscape perfectly together. You can use maybe, I don't know, wood dust or just spare pieces. With the rocks you can use the smashed rock dust for the perfect color match. And now, let's take out those pieces. They fit pretty nice inside. It's going to be a very nice aquarium here at the GreenAqua Gallery, and start building the substrate, and then we will put back in the hardscape. We put in the power sand first, and on the power sand I kept it in the left and rear right corners. Added a little bit of soil to the foreground just to level out a little bit, because where there was no power sand, I kept the foreground a little bit clean because I wanted to use cosmetic sand in the foreground anyway. And then I sprinkled the ADA Substrate additives all over the ground except the very foreground. Bacter 100, like the name says, is 100 different types of filter bacteria for the substrate to make it healthy, and for a long-lasting environment for the plants. It's really good, because this bacteria is connecting with the plant roots in a symbiotic relationship, and is actually feeding the plant, and the plant is providing oxygen to the bacteria in the ground. How cool is this? I've used clear supper, which is activated carbon that is going to absorb all the nutrients in the substrate which are excessive and would otherwise leach to the water. One of the main reasons to use this product. The cool feature is you don't have such strong ammonia spikes, but also the clear supper will release those ammonia that is stored in it to the bacteria that is living in the substrate over a long period of time, and kind of providing long-term nutrients in the substrate. And the final substrate additive was tourmaline BC. Tourmaline BC is very mineral-rich powder, and those minerals contain also trace elements, and basically are feeding the bacteria and enhancing the plant growth. And the cool thing is you cannot really overdose tourmaline BC, so for this reason you can really use a lot of tourmaline BC in the ground. And this is like a long-term iron and trace elements deposited in the substrate. once the substrate additives have been added, I topped everything with more soil, and yeah, then I started puzzling with my hardscape parts. You see it, it's really cool. I'm using, you know, bigger elements and just arranging them in the way I want them to be. One big element here, two bigger elements there, and then just the tiny small elements in the background. And yeah, I kind of added more soil as I needed it to raise the level, and then finally I attached the mini landscape rock in the very background to mimic, like, I don't know, like a silhouette of mountains on the horizon, and the whole diorama thing, you know, it looks absolutely gigantic, like it is super deep. And the mini landscape rock, they are different because in the foreground you can see I'm using black lava rock. They will be mostly covered by plants, but if even they remain visible, this is absolutely no problem. I'm using two different types of rocks on purpose because, like I'm saying, the mini landscape rock in the background, they're like so far away so that they appear completely different, and they can be different. Maybe there is snow and they're super high. And basically, yeah, I also fixed the smaller branches in the background, connected them to the bigger hardscape element pieces, again with a cigarette filter and liquid superglue, and then covered the cigarette filter with the soil powder. And the final step was by adding some smaller rocks to protect the soil from coming to the foreground, then filled up the gaps with more soil. And the very final step was adding the cosmetic sand, creating this super twisted path from the kind of middle of the aquarium to the left background of the aquarium, and creating incredible depth. And yeah, and then sprinkled some small lava rock, and then played with the brush and pushed those things, you know, into place, like if there would be water or wind or I don't know, you know. The nature has made it this way. All in all, this wraps up the video here. The reason for this is it's kind of already late on Sunday evening, and I have to admit I kind of completely underestimated the amount of work. You know, I created the hardscape in the Dojo within maybe 1 hour or maximum of 2 hours, and I thought, well, how long do I need to fix it with super glue and cigarette filters? Let it be half an hour, 1 hour, like really quick. Do it, Jurijs, come on, do it quick and dirty. And then I was thinking, okay, what's next? Okay, covering up the cigarette filter with soil dust. How long can it take? Oh my god, I don't know, half an hour. Do it quick and dirty, and then put everything inside. It's just plug and play, you know, super quickly. So I was thinking I will be done within 4 hours or something. No, took me almost half a day for the cigarette filter technique. Took me several hours to cover up everything with the soil dust. Took me several hours to rebuild everything because, you know, in the Dojo it is accessible from the front, from the side. There is no glass, but here it is just accessible from the top, and I don't know who from GreenAqua team is going to take care of this aquarium. I mean, like maintenance and stuff, and cleaning the glass and trimming the plants. This is going to be like really tricky, so probably they have to invent something like an Ant-Man suit where they can dwarf and go inside and trim it. Just kidding, guys. Hope you've seen the recent Endgame from the Marvel movies. Really loved it. Yeah, as I said, it wraps up. I'm running out of time here. There is no time to plant this aquarium, so I hope you enjoyed this making of this diorama style hardscape. I will leave you with some cinematic B-roll towards the end of this video, and I don't know, maybe the GreenAqua guy is gonna plant it. Maybe I will come here again in a couple of weeks and do the planting job. You will find out on my or GreenAqua's channel. Thank you for watching, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!